Hey everybody, it's Jason Creel and you're watching The Lawn Care Life. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 things that you need to do if you're going to start a lawn care business in 2022. And these things may change a little bit year to year. I mean, for instance, somebody the other day was asking me about putting door hangers out to start a lawn business. I want to put door hangers out to get customers. And I told him, I said, I used to do that a long time ago, and I'm not saying it's a terrible idea, but I don't think as many people are looking for their lawn care provider on a door hanger now as they were in the past. Doesn't mean it won't work, doesn't mean if you get the right neighborhood at the right time of the year that it won't bring some return, but I wouldn't say it's as effective as it used to be. So I want to talk about these 5 things. I'm actually put them in a particular order. You may have some leniency with this, and this may not be the only 5 things, but these, in my opinion, are 5 things that you'll need to do to be successful. Let's get started right now. Okay, so I've actually owned 3 lawn care businesses if you're new to the channel, and I currently run my lawn care business, doing weed control and fertilization. I used to do a lot of mowing as well. So if I was going to start a lawn business this next year, I love the idea of starting in the fall, at least getting stuff together. But you know, start when you can start, and don't expect to pick up a lot of customers in the fall or winter. But if you can sort of start getting your stuff organized to where you're ready to go in the spring, to me that would be ideal. So step number 1, in my opinion, would be to find your target neighborhood / customers, okay? So I don't think it necessarily makes a lot of sense just to go in there and just say, I'm just going to take whoever calls, wherever they call, and doing whatever they ask me to do. I mean, yes, there is a sense in where you're trying to make it, and I appreciate your entrepreneurial spirit and your desire to work to make it happen, okay? In my lawn businesses, most of the time when I've started, I've also worked a part-time job just to make income until it got established. But I don't think it necessarily makes sense long-term to do that. So if you can afford it, I think it makes more sense to pick out several neighborhoods that have who are your ideal clients and the type of lawns you want to work on. So now your strategy may be, I don't want neighborhoods, I want commercial properties that are big, or I'm gonna mow churches or apartment complexes and things like that, you know, and that's fine. But if you're saying I want 5,000 to 7,000 square foot homes, and then I would find several neighborhoods that had hundreds of those in it, with the idea being that you're going to eventually be able to get a lot of yards in the same neighborhoods. Because what you don't want to be doing is driving all over town to go from one yard to the next yard to the next yard to the next yard, you know, and spend half the day driving. You need to keep your route tight for most mowing businesses to be profitable. And I think, you know, if you're doing high-end landscaping jobs and saying, well, we're charging $50,000 to come redo all their landscaping and put in some hardscaping and all that, then that's different. Okay, I might drive a little bit for that. But if I'm out there mowing a lawn for $50, I can't drive all the way across town to do it and then turn around and drive all the way back across town to do another one. And you know, you want to have that neighborhood that has the potential for you to get 30, 40, 50 yards in that neighborhood one day, which may take years. But once you get that established, now you're really cutting down a lot of your overhead and making some money. So identify those neighborhoods, the type of properties you want, big, small, whatever. I like small, but pick the ones you want and go after those neighborhoods. Step number 2, and again, you can play with this order if you want to, but brand your business. So that I'm talking about naming it and your logo. Get some shirts made. You see here my shirt. This is my Alabama Lawn Pro shirt. These are this long sleeve dry fit kind of shirts, and I like them, and I think I've got a decent logo, and it's on my truck, and it's on my shirts, it's on my website, it's on my business card, you know, but it looks clean and professional, and it works for me. Okay, you don't have to use, you can go with whatever strategy you want. I try to tell people, like my company's Alabama Lawn Pros, it sounds like I'm a huge company that probably covers the whole state of Alabama. That's not exactly true, but it doesn't sound like I just started last week, you know. And I have, for instance, the other day I was had actually a traffic accident. Somebody hit my truck, and the police officer comes up, and he's asking, he says, can you call the owner and get the insurance information or whatever. I remember how he worked. I said, "Oh, I'm the owner. But he sees my business, my truck, me, and he thinks this is big established company. Please call the owner." I'm not necessarily a big company. I am a small company, but I want to give that appearance because I don't want it to look like I just started last week with my business. So think about that with the name, with the branding, professional. It doesn't mean it has to be expensive, but don't go, super cheap on all that stuff. You want to be charging a decent price, okay? So you don't want to compete on price. Obviously, you want a middle to middle high price, or even high if you can get it. And to do that, you need to have some sort of business image about you that says that you're worth it. Now, of course, your work's got to back it up. You can't just have some fancy looking restaurant and serve terrible food. But if you can have a good business image, it'll give you a chance at least to give an opportunity to get that work. Where if your image is bad, I'm not sure you're going to be able to even get the work to start with in the price range that you're looking at. Step 3, secure your equipment. Go buy some lawn equipment, okay? So again, it's going to depend on that target customer, that target neighborhood. If I know I'm mowing churches and apartment complexes, then I'm going to go get some 60-inch mowers, standers, or ride-on, whatever. If I'm mowing 5,000 to 7,000 square foot lawns and I'm trying to get 30, 40, 50 of them in the same neighborhood, maybe I go with a 48-inch mower. If I know I'm going to be doing lots of leaf cleanup, maybe I'm going to be interested in getting some kind of bagging mower, if the market calls for that. If I'm doing real small yards on hills, maybe I'm going to get me a walk behind mower. So pick your customer, know what you're going for, and don't feel like you got to get a mower for every yard. If a customer has a small gate that'll only fit through a 21-inch push mower and they got a 1 acre backyard, then just say, no, I'm not interested in doing your property. I'm not gonna go buy a mower just to do this one person's property. If you got 2 customers that want their leaves bagged up, don't go buy a $12,000 bagging mower for 2 customers. Okay, sometimes you just have to get the piece of equipment that is the most versatile for the most amount of customers you're targeting. You don't want $50,000 worth of equipment sitting in the workshop for a $30,000 a year business. It just doesn't make any sense. So use some common sense and don't get any piece of equipment. That piece of equipment needs to make you money. Okay, you think of what's my return on investment in this machine? Is it going to take me 5 years to earn enough revenue to pay off my $12,000 bagging mower if I only got 2 customers that want their yard bagged? It doesn't make any sense. So think about the size of the mower, the style, walk behind, standard, sit down, traditional, zero turn, and brand. Is there a local dealer? And how many customers are going to need this particular machine? Am I going to be side discharging, mulching, use a chute block, whatever you're going to do? But spend some time thinking through these things. Step number 4. Practice your skills at home and maybe on relatives and friends' yards. Get you a few customers and you think, Jason, I know how to cut the grass. Listen, I'm not saying you don't know how to cut the grass, but I do think that over time, people are more skilled than others at making a yard look good. Especially, having to do weed control and fertilization, you definitely get better at it with time. So whether it means practicing your edging, practicing making straight lines in the yard, straight looking stripes, just your mowing patterns, how you're going to do things. Am I going to get on the mower first? Am I going to do all the string trimming? Am I going to edge first? Of course you want to blow last. Don't blow and then start mowing. That doesn't make any sense. But practice, you just get better, you get faster, you get more confident. And so, I understand most everybody has cut grass before sometime in their lifetime, but there is a difference, and I can tell very, very quickly when I see somebody how competent they are with lawn equipment, and you can tell some are just much better and much faster than others. So practice and take pride in your craft and be excellent at it, and to understand you're going to get better with time and probably faster, but you don't want to go out there and start practicing on your brand new customer who's expecting great results. And the fifth thing you want to do is market your business, and this is why I recommend getting everything set up in the fall, so that and again, start when you can start. But if you go into the spring and you've got all these things done, you've already picked out your neighborhoods and you already got your equipment, you've already been practicing a little bit, even if you're out there mowing in the wintertime. Now, I know some of you got snow, but in the spring, you got your marketing plan. And to me, you got your brand, okay, you got a logo, get your Instagram set up, get your Facebook, start working these neighborhood Facebook groups, local Facebook groups. Get people to write your reviews when you start getting customers, and their genuine reviews on Google and Facebook. And get a website. If you're going to be in this in the long term, to me it doesn't make any sense at all not to have a website. It's one of the absolute best ways to get customers. And then if you want to do some kind of direct mail, things like that, you can do that. But ultimately, I think social media and a website is going to be great. And the other thing you can do, and I tell people this all the time, like me being a weed control guy, I try to get to know the people that are mowing grass, because they're going to send me customers. And the guys that are doing the mowing, I think they should get to know the weed control guys, because I know as a weed control guy, I get asked a lot about mowing, and I send them to my friends who have lawn mowing businesses. Those of you watching the video that have already been in the lawn business for a while, maybe you can add to this list some other things that you would give tips to people. Leave those in the comments. If you are wanting to start a lawn business, I do have some resources at lawncarelife.com. I've got over 800 videos on the channel, so go ahead and subscribe. Click on my channel name, Lawn Care Life. You can go check out a lot of the other videos that are available on the channel, and a lot of great resources. So I do appreciate you watching. I hope you'll subscribe, and you'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.